What are you, president of his fan club?
No. That would be your mother.
What the? Wait,
Indeed. And now he's here to us.
In a universe with hired guns, sometimes you never know what you're gonna get. A fact that becomes much more true with a spy who can copy people's forms, turn invisible, and who's most likely off to visit your mother. Can you beat Cyberpunk 2077 as the spy from Team Fortress 2? This video is recommended by a lot of you after the scout video actually did pretty well, and the spy was by far the most requested merc to do next. And while I definitely don't plan to do all 9 mercs from the simple fact that how on earth do I handle you, or very importantly, you? And because I'm not Luke the Notable, I'd love to see how you guys would handle more of these harder to build craft mercs for Cyberpunk 2077. But without any more stalling, it's time to show off the spy. We start with the first issue of putting a life path on this private and elusive man. As with the very limited info out there, each one of these have the pros and cons of why they could and could not work. I decided to just go with Corpo, try my best to make a man who's almost always in the mask. And with the weapons that I'll be allowed, I need a semi-spread of high cool with light intelligence and technical ability. I also can't show much of the spy's past without becoming next on his list. But I can show what the last run has done to me. Yeah, I remember last night you said it was something with it, oh my controls aren't binded. And with untellable reasons for needing to adopt the merc lifestyle with Jackie Mikhail Wells, we can list off some of the rules as with how this run went. I kinda need to list them off as they come along. Like how my weapons will consist of revolvers and knives, and outside of this intro part, won't be allowing myself to do any stealth takedowns. I kinda broke the rule here as I've done this intro many times without needing to do damage, and I don't want to spend another hour to do it once again. So we do this sneaky beaky before getting my first of many revolvers, even if this looks like a pellet shooting detachable penis, but I can use said penis to get the attention of another man, to let my heavy friend take over.
All of you are babies.
Before we do the job we were hired to do, saving someone whose brain's so rotted from slop content that the only way to save her is with 700 cc's of touching grass and going outside. After showing what I'll need to watch so that YouTube's AI doesn't think that I have homework, I find out about the horrible state of my wardrobe. Put on something that we'll have to do, but the next morning, Jackie got us a job. Something that should be easy for my sneak and his strength. But I first double check to make sure I'm in tip-top shape thanks to the doctor. And after a quick swouse moment,
I can release it for you. I can release it for you, but you'd have...
As well as practicing my namesake, I need to talk to the fat man about the job. Basically, Jackie and I need to sneak in to gather a chip with information. A chip needed by a lady named Evelyn Parker. And to get this, we need this engineer-made spiderbot to get us safely into Konpeki Plaza. And I also need to take some time to sweet-talk the woman hiring us to see if I can get us some extra information. Before the best part of any character run in Cyberpunk 2077, I now need to grind to level 10 to get cyberware that'll be very fitting for Spy's playstyle. Something a lot harder when my backstab has terrible hit registration, as well as kinda not being in this game at all. And with most combat being hard, as I started the challenge with the rule of no healing items due to not being the medic, similar to the scout video, I instead go shopping for better clothes, which I find out I can't get until Act 2. What a great start. So I instead try and get some levels with story missions. Getting to talk to the lady the people selling the spider bot stole from, and she decides to actually help us if we help her. So Jackie and I head to what should be an easy pickup, which turns into a pistol-packed party prematurely putting cold polymer against the jowls of a man trying to rip us off. Before we use the chip given to me by the nice corpo woman. But the woman might have fucked us, as it seems to have a virus. As does my bind as I pull out a weapon I can't use and fire it into somebody's head. So after take 2, clearing the room and getting the spider bot, which I quickly named Bucket, before a second time I try to use my knife for stealth, get stuck in a box prison for much longer than I'd like to admit, and after some spray and pray, the area slowly gets cleared, getting to show another tool I can use, being net running to be my sapper, but only for robotic enemies. Don't worry though, even with it, any sort of stealth still kinda isn't happening.
Oh, man.
I keep going with my gun spy lifestyle, being serious and smart. Today, you take me to Moisty Myers, but not Little Lake, I really want to. Chug with you. And after getting what I deserved, I find out that being stealthy might be possible if I'm lucky. as I can slowly whittle enemies down, even if I can't pull off a 900 ping face stab. So with the boss to take care of, I stick with the whole shooty bang bang, needing to be what some can call smart, as I stay behind a pillar when he shoots and fire back when he reloads. All until HP reaches 0, and I can finally get my first of few backstabs. And as Spy seems to be Ladies Man 217, he goes from thinking the corporate woman to now talking to the lady ordering the heist. And thanks to her engineer Judy, we get to take a peek inside.
You look like a kind of fuckable meat. Are you?
Where we can see the maker of the chip, and after double checking the specs, get to see where the chip has to be stored. And after a small warning from Evelyn of her distrust of the fat man, I then get back to grinding to level 10, before getting sick of not having healing. So much so, that I decided to up the difficulty from my normal level of hard to very hard, but allowing myself to heal normally, which not only helps in the department of fun, it also lets me focus on being more like the Spy in build and action. And after rushing around, allowing myself to get my needed level, I also grab myself a few perks that should be able to help me melee with my knife, such as an actual stab finisher for a weird stand-in for the backstab, get depression as I can't use double jump legs, so in defiance, I use the worst but stealthy option to be more fitting. But I at least get my invisible watch, as well as allow other cyberware that gives me small bonuses to stealth and melee damage, to hopefully make backstabbing an actual reality. Before a lore-accurate hangout with my heavy friend, get to show the team that this is a bucket, but there's more. More being the plan to get inside, needing no iron where we're headed, as Bucket not only has us covered, but Jackie and I can get in, grab the chip, and get stuck. No, that's right. As it turns out, the same night we try and steal from the head company, there happens to be a little family tension, which means he's here to fuck us, putting the building on high alert. And thankfully, I brought what's needed to craft a revolver, and on our way to a ladder that doesn't appear to go anywhere, out comes a turret with my sapper at home. So we try and escape, and with the case breaking, Becky tries to insert the chip to keep it working. And with the need to go fast, it's time to be like any spy YouTuber and put my face stabbing pants on. And with my long range and newfound close range capabilities, outsmarting and taking care of my problems become much easier than you think. Even able to make sure the guard with the key died as he lived, morbidly obese. Where we try and get ourselves to safety, and after losing our tail, it's too late. Heavy is dead. So I take the now busted chip, and thanks to Evelyn's tip, after washing my face, the fat man tried to outsmart me, but I brought my cloak and dagger. I'm on my I'm a crab. What do you want? I'm a crab. SpongeBob, me boy. He's spending all me money. I hate this. I hate this editor so much. Because it does. There we go. Yeah, fuck this guy. What'd you say about me? What are you talking? What are you talking about? Love that I can just pull him up. Hi there. How you doing there? Having a good day? Okay. Hi there. Man, I should use this more often, huh? And with a friend that now needs to be avenged, I take time to get into a proper mindset and get what I need to suit up as well as I can for now. And also make a blue outfit the best I can, but in this build, it's not happening. I also do some leveling to try and get a better revolver, and as I was about to be off to visit Jackie's mother, I find out I accidentally got lucky and already have said revolver. What in the fuck? Where did I get this? Editing me, find where I found that. I also pick up news of now ex-Arasaka employee, and feed him the fake story that I'd happily help him show the Arasaka family the truth, if I'd get something in return. And before following the leads he fed me, a fashion time. Whew. Whew. Your outfits just keep getting better every single time. You got so much variety, man. It looks like it's meant to be like scales, but like I think it works well with the. It's like a nice, simple, easy, chill attire, and I like that. I also like the hair. This is like an 8, 9 out of 10 right here. I think this all fits so well. It's just a good outfit. Keep it up. You're doing wonderful. Keep it up. Before it's back to the best engineer in a 5-foot radius of herself. And with my smooth talkin', find out not only that Evelyn stole my cigarette case and decorated it as if to spite me, get told about her place of work, And with my ability to craft, or better to say sneak, some weapons inside, I once again prove that the enemy team is in fact indeed hacking, because that should have been a backstab. I mean, come on. So after my totally fair doing the Matador, I find a replacement pistol and find a new bug. What? What? You just fine with this right now? And with my cover officially blown, befriend some perks to go for the head-shooting Deadeye tree to turn this revolver into the ambassador, which makes getting into the boss a breeze. And while he doesn't fall for my silver-tongued words, with him, let's say, out of the picture, I can find out he dumped my boss to a local ripper. And even with this information, it appears getting out is going to be its own problem. Can we do anything but throw grenades, fellas? Is there any other thing that we can do besides throw grenades? Because you like to throw them a lot. There's so many other things you can do with your life. So after being shown that I need to take it slow, I'm talking slow, before I rush my way out, and with said helpful engineer by my side, I hack the schedule to put us up next in line. And the Ripper is a bit weird, and show him that if you want to be my lover, seduce me! Which scared him enough to get the information we need. So we act fast, me pulling up an old contact to find the best place to discreetly buy some evidence. So we both take a look, and with said footage showing us right where they work, I inform my TF2 enjoying friend about the run. It's going okay. I'm recording some Cyberpunk as the spy from TF2, and I'm getting really sad because just like the regular game, gun spy is the only viable option. And with more than enough knife kills to keep me satisfied, and a revolver that can actually do damage. Either way, I still sometimes try to go stealth, only to find myself back in Disappointment Isle, finding myself always retreating back to Gunspy. Maybe get one finisher for fun, and then boom, more Gunspy. Until all the enemies magically find themselves to be not alive, and finding Evelyn and getting her out safely. After being shown who's the boss from my forcibly bedazzled case, I smoke off the pain, and with a final bit of help with Judy, find out my boss has a boss. And they're most likely part of a nearby group called the Voodoo Boys, and call the man who owes me a favor for more information, which gets to me fast. As I'm on my way to honor the heavy, I get sent all the information. Which I only act on after honoring my lost friend, which further shows my need to avenge him. And with Takamura out of time to get me any help, congratulations, you're a failure.
I failed, did I?
Yes.
And after praising the lucky cat, I find some information for Takamura to browse through while I get back to my own work, as it's off to the VDBs to see how and if we can help each other. They start by giving me a high damage knife, and get told I need to sneak into the nearby mall to find out about this vehicle. And with this new knife, its damage is high enough that I'm actually able to stay in stealth after getting a kill. What I didn't know at the time, that this was due to the knife having the knife moveset, but acting like a weapon from the Blades category. I still find this is okay, as instead of my usual butterfly knife, our dumbass just seems to be using the Prinny machete. And while now magically being able to do trick stabs doesn't make me god, and after deheading the outside guards, I decide for the first time in my 400 hours on Cyberpunk to finally do this section stealthfully, as my mix of tools of turning off cameras and eliminating targets without getting caught, making my through spy style is actually quite possible. Even easy if you know when to pick your battles. So if you avoid the fatuous fat-headed fat men and fight in your own weight class, staying in stealth the whole time is quite doable. So much so that when the mission is changed, I'm able to not only sneaky into boss fight, but absolutely screw her so hard that she becomes the temporary new president of my fan club. And I bugged out the fucking boss. I love this game. Well, infinite backstabs for everyone. So with the boss, barely a problem, and after the Netwatch agent not only makes a decent argument, and is also able to show proof, I side with him, which doesn't make the man who gave me the job very happy, but they need my help a little too much to be able to do anything about it, as I'm used to track down an AI in the net, and after blaming the Netwatch attack on the Voodoo Boys, I get the AI to agree to help me take down Arasaka, and in doing so, give her access to everything she wants inside, including the bread teleporters. So with the main Voodoo Boys Voo dead, I just aim for the Vood head to make my way out as safely as possible, before I get a call from Miss Pauling, requesting help to protect the administrator who's about to make a crash landing. And while I normally don't do Phantom Liberty in my normal Cyberpunk runs, I kinda need to for this run, just because of the amount of things in the DLC that actually kinda help the build. So go to the time on screen if you're trying to avoid DLC spoilers. It's at least made worth my while with some extra tech, like being able to use my camo to actually escape combat, meaning it's now time to sneak into Dogtown. No thanks to me being stupid. But once inside, I can also gain something else important, my face mask. Why it's off color and hidden behind the DLC is beyond me, but in recognizable form, I'm ready to meet back with the administrator. But once she says 60 seconds remaining, my body just kinda starts magically flying towards the objective, and it's time to rush to the crashed ship. Getting to try my new repositioning tool of being invisible, which kinda makes me hard to see. Ooh. Before it's back to gun spy fun, and rush to the point while dominating half the lobby, and still getting reprimanded since it went to OT. But I'm at least here to save the day, if a little late. And with my headshots and sapper, I'm able to protect the woman who barely needs protecting. And with Pauling's help, we can shoo away the drones, but the men after us seem to be one step ahead. But thanks to some quick thinking, I keep the enemies distracted while Pauling activates the chimera in the room, which clears the room, and then makes it want to clear us. So I run to get the administrator to safety, which is easy, until it's not, until it is again, before it's not again, as it's back up and fully operational. And it's now a boss fight. One thing I don't enjoy much doing on very hard. I got one shot, this game's fun. But I can at least use my variety of weapons to help, like melee at the start for some easy weak spots to take care of, and later using my revolver to apply more damage while taking weak spots out. But the first phase isn't a problem, at least compared to the second phase, which causes little medic robots to spawn and start grinding ubercharge. And due to bad balancing, you're tanky enough to get the boss back a lot of health, which is great. So after said phase, you just play it safe. What? Make sure to pay attention to what move is being done, and get the HP from 100% to 0%. And with the administrator getting a lot of ideas from the Cyclops, we can easily take down this tank and find a place to lay low. But in the morning, we hear no word from Pauling. I take a coin to activate an old-time phone, looking like I'm asking out a dial tone, before gaining contact with the man who can help, Reed. The plan is he gets the administrator back in safety, and I gain information in the area. And the best way to do this is to take down a man named Dodger. And while his guards make sneaking impossible, it does allow me to save the cops Charlie and Bill, who can feed me information, and also get me the most valid joke to ever exist.
This is Bill.
Who's your friend?
Who, me? Just told you, I'm Bill.
Thanks, Bill. Got that. No, I mean the dead fucking body on the table you somehow failed to mention to Stella.
The job is basically babysit the best duo, and headshot our way to the garage, with the boss Dodger waiting for us. Who not only goes down in a few shots just like his backup, he's also another reason I needed to do the DLC, that being for the Roscoe, which has got the signature white handle like the spy's regular revolver. And with Reed back in town, and the woman he wants to help us not happy, I make sure we bond over smoking to make her want to help us save Miss Pauling, before needing to get to the best netrunner in town to hack Pauling's voicemail. Easily able to sneak our way to the blind burger himself, which gives us the insight that it appears she's being forced to go to a party. So with us easily able to sneak back out, I get to work on earning favor with the hands man to get us an invite to said party. That being to play a match of MVM and headshot robots, and get forced to listen to a man tell me what Vaporeon is perfect for on 2Fort. And with some small cyberware upgrades, mostly cool scaling wear for more headshot damage, we can get onto the rescue mission, get the clip of me killing the sniper, safely get Reed across, and put on my disguise, only to find out Miss Pauling was just here enjoying her one day off a year. So I just help cheat at gambling, and get rewarded with my main ability of being able to disguise my face as someone I already know. Does this ever come up again? Nope. But that does mean the spy build is finally fully prepared. It's time to finish the main story, as the rest of the DLC doesn't really have anything for me, and to confuse people who try to avoid spoilers. So now that the foot reveal is over, we can move on to Takamura trying to show he's not a failure by doing some recon for us. But since this is one of the many missions that wants us to sneak, with my build, all about sneaking, getting in and out is, as you can guess, pretty frickin' easy. I also get some day one memories of what happens when you do Takamura's quest before finishing Panams, which will straight up just kind of tell you, hey, go play the game, little bro. And with a bit of info bought from a fixer, which tells me a woman who needs help can also be of help. But since she's down on her luck, as a gentleman, I decide to help her first, where we make our way to where she's supposed to deliver the supplies and sabotage it. It does make the whole sneaking thing kinda difficult, but that is where the gun spy comes in, And even though I shouldn't, I also help her get her vengeance kick, mostly to help us stay as good friends. We don't make air. And with Pan Am eating good, as the kids say, this shows how well we work together, and makes her much more ready to help me do the simple task of destroy the defenses of a power plant to hack it and rig it to blow up like an EMP, as well as find out all Americans just spawn with a rocket launcher at birth, drive 667 freedom units to find out all Americans are resistant to 9mm, and feel a little bad as now due to me, some of her clan goes down. So with Vengeance Kick 2 in full effect, we take out what's left of the convoy to save what's left of her group. And with the information Mitch has for us, find the gas station they took the chips maker to. And while it isn't done stealthily, I'm able to drop the enemies, confirm Hellman is here, show him I'm not one of his fried chicken tramps, and after thanking the leader for his help, he gives me the best reward I could ask for. I then force the chips maker to allow me to homebrew the broken chip, as it will make a nice storage for the AI I made it deal with. Judy and I share a smoke over losing friends, before it's time to help Takamura, as the parade is the perfect cover for him to tell Hanako what happened. A small task, as with no Razorback in sight. Yeah, game? There we go. Mantis blades! Each Bushman, turret, and sticky surrounded sniper gets taken out with ease. For Hanako's guard tries to talk to me. A fight that should be hard. He has damage reducing sprints, the ability to backflip my shots, but if you just kinda keep your distance and take advantage of his healing phase, you could easily drop his HP if you're able to dish out high crit damage, giving Takamura his chance, and congratulations, you're a failure. I do my best to fix it for him, but not really possible, so I just leave to save myself, and later get a message from Hanako. As due to showing my loyalty, she thinks that I want to help, but she accidentally lets slip which night Arasaka Tower will be completely empty, and easy to break into. So I start to work on myself and get ready for what might be a run that's just off to hang myself. But then I get a call from the merc I helped before. With spare time, I decided to help her further. The leader of her group was taken, and my job was to be a stand-in medic and get him out. Step 1, easily sneak in to heal him up and sneak him out. Step 2 is deal with some tense arguments. But Pan Am is happy for the help, even giving me a gentleman's reward. And while getting my single-man heist back up and ready, Pan Am's group needs more help.
Pan Am, hello, howdy.
They want to make a convoy about to pass them their own by using a train to block them off. Happy to help my petit chauffeur, as getting these supplies for them is very easy. And while their leader is upset, Pan Am is happy, and not long later, her group fixes up what they stole, and even lets me see how it works. With me driving and Pan Am shooting, I take the time to learn if she knows how to make a grilled cheese before it turns out to be bad timing, as her friends are getting attacked. But the new vehicle is not only able to help, it gets Pan Am a new promotion. She then makes the choice that the clan is moving to Boston and wants me to join them, but I can't do that until Jackie is properly avenged. And surprisingly, her group is happy to help with that, so I gain contact with the AI and get her in the chip, officially join the group, show my shooting ability to earn the best revolver, before it's time to synchronize our death watches and storm this fortress as a team. 2. Pan Am uses our tank to blow away the enemies. I jump out to give us proper support as a support class can, clearing the area for Mitch and Carol to do what they do best. I then need to pretend I'm a defense class the way I hold our position. Doing so well, the enemies decide to teleport in their turrets. Wah! But even magically teleporting turrets and every man, and wall can't seem to stop us. So once we sneak in, and the stress makes me fumble once again on trying to keep it quiet, I decide to lead the charge and let the AI do the brunt of the work, like I'm any business of modern day, before it's time to take on the only thing protecting Arasaka, the machine. Forced to once again watch my favorite death scene in all of media. So fucking sick every time I see it. Before it's Atom Smasher fight time, which sucks, as like 80% of runs, this shows that this is kinda already done. Smasher isn't that hard of a fight, he can't one-shot me thanks to all my lore-accurate spy survivability, he brings the backup, which I'll get one-shot, and thanks to doing the DLC, I have the targeting ability that lets me to do electric damage if the diamond that spawns on him reaches 0 HP. And with even Pan Am able to take some aggro, which allows me to pump him full of lead, I let the ambassador get a few more headshots, and after uploading the AI to take Arasaka down for good, it's time for me and the whole team to leave Night City, going for one last drive where we won't be found. And on our way to Boston, and with my friend properly avenged, we can also prove quite easily that yes, you can beat Cyberpunk 2077 as the spy from Team Fortress 2. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and show your support however you see fit. And make sure you don't miss out on the Q&A 100k special, where I'll be answering questions while doing the hardest difficulty and hardest ending with a challenge. And not as always,
Ma petite chou-fleur.